he's not even here to defend himself, but he's hurt. I would have to say the first 2 years were such a struggle, but it was worth the wait. Success is sweetest afterwards, after you've gone through all that. And we're still, like I said, we're still trying to fit in. The excitement's there. We're making a lot of progress. I keep saying we, even though I'm gone. But we're still trying to get to Coach Summitt and Coach Fulmer's level with those championship banners. And we're trying to be on our way, and we're taking all the necessary steps. And that's why I say just to be a part of that big change was well worth those first 2 years of struggling. My life has changed tremendously. It's like night and day. I think you guys would have been, a couple years, probably been walking out the door as soon as I took the podium here. Well, I guess everybody's done talking. Let's just go. But I've even had a few people come up to me and say, you know, we actually named our son after you, or my nephew was named after you. And then I sit there and I catch myself saying, about to say, you know, how old is he? But then I realize, hell, he can't be any older than 1 or 2. Hey, you find me a 3 or 4-year-old baby Dane, I'll show you a true fan. That's what I'm saying. If you got one out there, I'll give him a free book. I know you're all interested in next season. I hate that I can't be there for it, but I'm fortunate for my first 2 years. There's so many players to name. Obviously, the big question is Tyler Smith. I hate to add any more pressure, but he's worth the hype. You know, sometimes we overanalyze, which we naturally do as fans, but he's a great competitor and great player, and he's going to provide a lot of things to the team. But the one thing that I really liked about him was it actually came up when we were in that summer league up there, and we were playing against his team, and most of the guys are out there just getting their 40 points, and he was doing that as well. But his team was down by about 15. We were playing him, and he was just furious that he was losing this summer league game. He was trying to rally his teammates out there in this so-called, you know, summer league that doesn't really matter or anything. And to know that he has that natural competitiveness in him and that desire to win, along with his ability, that's what makes the great players great and what separates people. You know, what last year was a negative, when you look at the inexperienced freshman class and the youth, is now an extreme positive. You have the most experienced sophomore class in the country, as well as talented. With all that said, I think we all need to remember that number 5 is still the guy to go to. Chris Lofton is still the man. I get a little frustrated when people don't continue to talk about Chris Lofton, but then I realize, you know, it's got to be such a huge compliment because people aren't even worrying about Chris Lofton. They know he's working hard in the offseason. They know he's going to go out there and make big shots. They're just worried about the people around him, and that's a huge compliment to him, how dependent he is. As for me, or I'll finish with this, with the expectations for next season, just promise yourself to tell yourself that Coach Pearl, no one under him will ever underachieve with his guidance. So, like I said, whatever's meant to be is meant to be, and that they will never underachieve. Whatever happens, happens. But also, stay patient with them. It's great because in college basketball, you have time to figure out who's coming off the bench, who's better starting, the right roles, and that's why I can't believe there's no job in the world I respect more than college football, because you have to have that stuff squared away by week 1, or no pressure, but you're screwed after that, man. So you better win about 12 straight and very convincingly. But I'm telling you, in basketball, you have that time, and you're allowed to be patient where you go through those rough stretches, and you can even finish the regular season on a drought, and then all of a sudden you win a few games in the end, and everything's fine. So that's the pleasure of being in college basketball rather than college football, and there's nothing I respect more than a head college football coach and Coach Fulmer. For me, I'm heading on to play in Holland at a city called Den Helder. I'll be playing for the Seals. My childhood dream was to be a Chicago Bull, and I'm a Den Helder Seal. So you win some and you lose some, but nevertheless, you know, I'll play more games, I'll play in other gyms, but I'll never play in front of the UT faithful, which I'll miss incredibly. And there's been nothing greater than to play in front of you guys and to be joining this staff. So I hope once of all, always of all, and look forward to seeing you guys at all the games. Thanks so much.